We're gonna start with Gwydion. This is Demagogue. And let me go ahead and fix that. Okay, I think, yeah. Steal for card for the round start already, so we'll go ahead and start. So, this is the side of the bracket that does not have enlightenment. So if you guys don't want to see enlightenment, then you can bank on that not happening for a little while, at least on this stream. So the final stream is going to be on Finbar's stream at Steal for Live. So actually, this stream will be enlightenment free for today. But in the meantime, we have a Scorpion Mirror, and so this is Demagogue's Keeper of Earth deck versus another Keeper of Earth deck, which Gwydion on a more traditional type deck with the Phoenix Splash. I don't know what Demagogue is running, and I can probably pull that up for you guys in a second. Let's see if I can grab that real quick for you. Let's see, here's Gwydion. And where is he? Red name. I actually don't have his deck list. Oh no, here it is. Okay. Okay, so it's called Trading the Pass Button. So this is a little interesting deck by Demagogue, as always, of course. And he has Trading on the Sand Road, which is what I had heard about this yesterday, and I wasn't entirely sure. It's Keeper of Earth. It doesn't have Earth Become Sky, but it does have Trading on the Sand Road, and so he gets Starman, Spies at Court, Mono no Aware. So definitely some weird stuff that you're going to be seeing out of this. And then Gwydion's list, of course, is the more traditional type. 2 Kiriko, and Adept of Shadows also is the weird card. Also has Tessence. So the game started already. Demagogue started a conflict at Toshi Rambo, which promptly got his Liar assassinated, which is going to be the end of the conflict here. So Gwydion able to get the first city trigger here. Yeah, Emperor is the Demagogue signature for sure. He loves the Emperor. He's put him in decks where he probably shouldn't be in, but still puts him in anyway. And meanwhile, on this side, it's going to be a free trade for the Water Ring for Gwydion. Takes out the Emperor in the process, and also brings Demagogue down to 8 honor. No defense from Demagogue there. Demagogue still have a military conflict left, which is going to be over at Toshi Rambo. Going for the Earth Ring. Gwydion has 5 Fate open, so he definitely could display a power, which he does here. So 1 display of power out the way. Way the Scorpion discarded. That's a pretty good discard for Demagogue at least, because Way the Scorpion, of course, only works on non-Scorpion characters. So in the mirror match, this is a pretty dead card most of the time. There are, of course, plenty of neutral characters that are run, but they're not super common. So most of the time it's going to be like a Keeper or like a Goblin Sneak or something like that. And you know, it's not the best of value, and it's not like another matchup where you can just literally Way the Scorpion anything. Yeah, Kostakis also really loves the Emperor, and he has tried to get me to play Lion decks with the Emperor in, which I don't really feel work a lot of time, but he, you know, that's his thing. He loves it. So if he's having success with it, then more power to him. All right, so Earth Becomes Sky keeps this Master Whisper bowed. No favor for Demagogue, and he flips an Emperor in the same spot. He does have a Fawning Diplomat though, so that's a pretty decent investment, but it shows you here will prevent him from getting the favor. He can at least take it away from Gwydion. And Demagogue also on this Canton Haunt. So some pseudo DOP type effects. Just a raw pass from Demagogue here. Doesn't opt to buy the Defiant Diplomat. This is definitely not the best of situations for Demagogue here. With Shoju out and him on lower honor, well, for right now at least, Demagogue's going to get the city and bring himself back up to 7. Kiriko to bow Shoju. Censure to cancel Kiriko, and Gwydion backhands Demagogue now. It's a interesting choice. I'm not sure I totally understand, but if you guys have any insight as to why he decided to play one backhanded sort of randomly now, then please let me know. It wasn't like he was turning off this box because he was still able to city. He went down to 5 honor to Gwydion's 7. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're even on honor now, so maybe that's something, but it is a bit too early in the morning for me to understand that. And so here we see a conflict that affected Deception, and the Cancenhot actually making this into a 2-strength province. So Gwydion is actually breaking by default here. Oh, sorry. Okay, never mind. He did it because Demagogue did trading on the Sand Road. Okay, I missed that. So yeah, so these cards were just played just for the fact that they are available with trading on the Sand Road. It would be nice if maybe in the future we could have an interface where we could see all the trading cards. I guess we can just do this for right now, or I can just leave it open like that, and then you can see. You can't really see the Master Whisper, but it sort of is what it is. And so 2-way the Scorpion for Gwydion. Meanwhile, there's another trading on the Sand Road, a Mononowari, and a Bonsai. So none of this is particularly useful right now for either player. Demagogue is up on cards, but I don't think he has much to defend this. One thing to note is that if Demagogue does use Display of Power here, then he's not going to be able to use the Constant Haunt. So no defense here, and no action. I guess Demagogue's still thinking about what he wants to do here. Hopefully that's what's happening. Some long thoughts. I don't know if maybe I've disconnected. We'll check and see in a second. That would be kind of unfortunate if so. Okay, so I'm not DC'd, it's just Demagogue in the think tank for a bit. This is a very long line of thought. So I don't know if Demagogue just missed the fact that it was his turn, or if he's just trying to think. Okay, there we go. Finally action from Demagogue here, and he decides to go ahead and Master Whisper. Alright, so Demagogue discards 2 Censures and a Calling in Favor, so I guess that's fine for the time being. You just need to find ways to stabilize for yourself. I'm still curious as to why maybe he didn't buy that Flying Diplomat. It seems like it would be an okay choice here, just to go ahead and at least make the Emperor playable. But I figure that he must be saving his fate for something. If you're not going to save your fate for the Emperor, then you have to have something in hand that demands you hold on to this much fate. And so Demagogue's going to go ahead and pass. There's a display of power. Censure is already used on Kiriko earlier, so we're going to see Demagogue lose 1 here. This is a Fire Ring, so he's going to go ahead and dishonor the Adept of Shadows. So Demagogue's turn now to go ahead and declare a conflict. Right now he has nobody on board with his Master Whisperer getting Earth Becomes Sky the last turn. See what conflict options Demagogue has to offer here. I know his deck has at least 1 Seeker of Knowledge, so he could drop that. I think it's 4 conflict characters total. Not sure what's going on with Demagogue right now, though. I guess he's really trying to figure out some lines of play. There's the Seeker of Knowledge dropping down. He is taking a while, and right now there's a almost 8-minute differential in chess clocks. So he needs to pick up the pace a little bit, especially in a grindier matchup like this. Although right now Gwydion already on 2 breaks, and so it could become ungrindy very quickly. Still 1 fate open for Gwydion, so that means that Display of Power is not on. Demagogue attacking Air Ring with the Seeker of Knowledge, so I guess he wants to take it off the table, or get the Fate, one of the two. Wade Scorpion comes out to dishonor the Seeker of Knowledge. That was the one from the Trading on the Sand Roads. And so Bonsai now, also from Trading on the Sand Roads. Nothing left relevant in this conflict. We could see Demagogue play the Mono no Warrior or something, but probably not necessary. Bonsai without kicking it, so that puts the Seeker of Knowledge at 1, and then we see an Assassinate on the Seeker of Knowledge, so honor totals are definitely tanked right now. Demagogue with a slight advantage, although that means nothing with, well, I guess that just means that they get the trade boxes. Gwydion now attacking, hits Shameful Display. Demagogue no defense here. Court Games to go ahead and dishonor, using that one again from the Trading on the Sand Road. Gwydion gonna go ahead and pass. Maybe Demagogue has the second Display of Power here too. That would be pretty big. So I guess one of the reasons that Demagogue chose not to take the Fawning would be that this Hante is going to die next turn. So no reason to invest in the favor if your main favorite tool is probably not going to be there. There's display of power again. And now Gwydion may be considering canceling this. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and censure this one. So Shameful Display breaks, Flying Diplomat's gone, and this Master Whisper gets voided, which means both players now down to 3 honor. We already know that that Demagogue lost 1 backhanded compliment, 2 trading on the Sand Road, so Gwydion with the slight advantage here also showed you available too, right? So Demagogue would have to have exactly 2 backhanded compliments going into next turn if you wanted to survive here. Or exactly his last 2. Let me put it that way instead. Which is certainly possible. We see 2 censures burn from Gwydion. He is on 3, so the last censure could be there to protect him. Gwydion actually, going to go down to 2 because the Adept of Shadows leaving play. Backhanded compliment now on Gwydion. Gwydion might be dead here, actually. Demagogue did have exactly the last 2 backhanded compliments. And so, yeah. The story of the Scorpion Mirror. And so maybe that assassinate was a little bit errant, I guess, maybe. So the air ring in that situation, I think, does end up helping Demagogue a little bit, since he's stealing an honor, so he goes up in honor. But when you assassinate something, that's you committing 3 of your own honor to killing off. I guess you're trading. Yeah, you'll be trading 3 for 2 essentially. So that 1 extra point of dishonor maybe was a little bit too much, and obviously it proved to be the case there, as Gwydion dies to 2 backhanded compliments at the end of the turn. So that'll be it for this match. We'll move on to our next part of the match. So one of the next ones over here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see who's still running right now. We have Tomoya and Lena Morgan running. We'll go ahead and hop into Sir Largen's game first. This is a Scorpion versus Phoenix, but also kind of a weird one, as this is a Seeker of Earth Kyuden Bayushi deck. So honor not going to be a factor here. This was going to be a strictly conquest based game. Here we have Solargis is down 2 breaks already, so Sanpuku Sato and Upholding Authority have broken. So right now Korimori here for the defense. It's currently 10-3. Having just joined, I don't think. Yeah, this is the first conflict for the turn, so Gensato has not been used yet, so we could see that happen. Katana comes out onto Gensato, and he's just going to be pushed back by this one of the student of the Taos. So this is the one that's in the conflict currently. The other student of the Tao is still available. Ujina being on the board is pretty big here. It's going to allow one of these things to get deleted. Way the Scorpion on the Ancient Master, okay. Interesting that he decided to weigh the Scorpion the Ancient Master as opposed to weigh the Scorpioning the 3 glory thing, but I guess right now her military is not very big, so you might as well go for the one that will reduce it by more. And now we're going to switch the ring type to the water ring. And Acclaimed Geisha House is now going to dishonor Sadako to switch it to the Earth ring. Claude now comes out on Sadako after she gets dishonored, so now she is a big ol' potato. Ugino was Earth Becomes Sky, I think. Oh no, he was Lost Papers. So, close enough. Here's the Slovenly Scavenger into the conflict now. Thank you for the follow, Heal Bus. Slovenly Scavenger puts the conflict at winning for Nakazuma. And now a Fine Katana comes out on the Student of the Tao. So now winning for Sir Largeness. Calling in favors now to move the Cloud of the Mind to the Slovenly Scavenger. Another cloud comes out on Sadako though. So 2 fate left for Nakazuma. It's just the one calling in favor so far, and this is Earth Roll, so our Secret of Earth with Regal Bearing as the card. It looks like that's going to be his splash. It's probably going to be 3 Regal Bearing. Nakazuma's going to go ahead and pass here, so that's going to be a 1 conflict for Mr. Chris Podorf. What's going on, Arash? How are you doing? Let me know if you want to hop in here and chat. And Studios is actually going to come out on the Student of the Tao, which is pretty sick. He got switched to political thanks to core. Oh no, sorry, this is military. So. Oh, okay. But Studios draws cards regardless of conflict type. So nice free card draw there from the Studios. Let me go ahead and give Arash a call.
Are all of them 1, 2, 3, 4 again?
Yeah, they're all 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, so this is the second game that we've seen so far today. The first game that we saw was the Scorpion Mirror with Gwydion and Demagogue won.
Okay.
Alright, so for Chris here, we see the Student of the Tao poke into Pilgrimage, and then promptly back out after the Shameless Gossip moves a Dishonor token to Miyako. And yeah, he wasn't going to win that conflict. It looks like it's just going to be poking just to figure out what it is and to draw a defense. Tessa now on the Shameless Gossip.
So he's got Painful and Kurimori left. That's really good.
Yeah. He's used one of the Student of the Taos already, so he could definitely use another one on this Gensato.
Mm-hmm.
But the Student of the Tao is kind of a potato right now.
Oh yeah, this is prime potato. You know, actually, given the board state, it doesn't feel like Chris is doing that poorly right now. Oh, this guy's on Seeker of Earth. So is he running? Is he running EBS and stuff? Oh no, he's on the Lion Splash.
Yeah, he's on Lion Splash, so no EBS. I don't know why he is Seeker of Earth. I haven't. Let me take a look and see. Maybe I think it might just because of Suffer the Consequences.
Makes sense. There's also another Earth. I think it might just be Suffer the Consequences.
Yeah, I can try to pull it up real quick.
What about Courteous Greeting?
Courteous Greeting.
But that's a province, isn't it?
It's not an Earth Roll card. I guess he just wants to run that and something else too. That and I guess maybe Effective Deception, or let me just pull up the deck list.
There's an Earth. There's a Shinobi specific Earth.
The Caltrops card.
Yeah, the Caltrops. Oh, it gives you 2 Earth provinces to use. But Courteous Greeting is, I guess it actually has some play with KB, because you can bow them and then bow them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. This is a conflict at just KM
Hmm. Let's have a look
with just
conflict, yeah.
Miyako, and so Void Ring here to remove a fate from the student of Tau, and we're just gonna see someone get deleted here.
Just the top. Oh, okay. Sadako dies.
That's fine.
The
She was
Greek-
already dead anyway.
It's a Greek Scorpion player, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna open it right now.
I think that this is the list that they're running.
All right, this is called New Scorpion deck, and the Earth Roll card is in fact Suffer the Consequences. So
I mean, Suffer the Consequences is really good in KB.
yeah, and he's running Courteous Greeting and Effective Deception. So Jasper is correct.
Nice. Way to go, Jasper. Way to go. He's definitely down here.
Jump
He's
in this
not-
Fremon's game. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's for the other side of the bracket. If it's still on, I'll do it. But you guys would just want to watch people suffer, and I'm not okay with
Oh,
that.
is he playing against an Enlightenment again?
Yes. He actually has. If he beats this Enlightenment, then the other Enlightenment is on the other side of the bracket from him.
I was so salty yesterday when he had to play Enlightenment.
I mean, I would be salty too, honestly. This is a
Yeah.
pretty lackluster flop from Fro. Although, if he does have Consumed by 5 Fires in hand, then this is probably the time to do it.
Yeah. And he's like saved from this dispatch, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I guess he buys the Mystic on 1 Fate.
The Mystic's not bad for KB because he's probably running Tuck, right?
No, I don't think so.
He's not? Okay.
He doesn't have the influence for it.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna see Chris pass here, and now is a 5-1 bid.
Okay. They're in that one. On the top. Yes. The bids.
Yeah, interesting.
This is
choice.
all of a sudden dangerous.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if Chris just wasn't paying attention to his honor or what, but it is a little scary.
Well,
I mean, it's Seeker, so there's no backhand compliment, and
Yeah.
presumably he can just go air first here, yeah, and then win this conflict. But
He's going to have pilgrimage? Okay. So he has to win the conflict.
yeah, so kind of dicey. He's gonna go political. If,
Two of the Scorpions are gone. One court games is gone. He forged a court games if he wants to.
yeah, and the other benefit is that he can also just send whoever defends home.
Hmm.
Oh, he's gonna attack with both of them. Okay,
That just means that he has a clarity, right?
I would have to imagine so. Yeah.
If
Yes,
you
that'd
want-
be clear.
wow.
Okay. Yeah.
I would censure this. I would 100%. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. And
At
so
least
he
that eats it. Nice double censure here. I think that's completely the right call.
I would probably agree with that as well. All right. So here's a Studious.
Okay. He's stacking the Studiouses here. Interesting. I think he just needs the cards, right?
Yeah. And he needs to kill somebody here, or he needs to probably send the
Send someone
Gonzalo
home.
home. But he's going to go ahead and get dueled here, which means that the student of the tower is going to get bowed.
Yeah.
Gonzalo will get dishonored, but now you can just freestand the student if you have like Tadaka, or if you have
The Studiouses
Yes,
would
it
fall
is.
off if you put in Tadaka.
oh right, because he's not a scholar anymore. So you probably don't want to do
Yeah.
that then.
He should have probably done is send Gensato home using the Tau. Although maybe he's just thinking about that for the counterattack.
Maybe he just wants to go ahead and expend it here. But I mean, with Kyuden Bayushi, you can just go ahead and ready Gensato. So
Yeah,
here's
that's
the court
true.
games. He chooses Ujina, so he's still winning the conflict, which means he gets to draw cards from this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to get the honor gain.
No.
Although he can at least Ancestral Shrine to put it back. If
He remembers.
If he remembers, yes.
Yeah, that's the big deal here. He has to remember. What? Yeah. So Studious is it gives you sincerity, and every time you win a conflict, as a reaction, you draw a card.
Yes. It also gives you +1 political. It is not restricted. It only goes on scholar characters though.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are Chris, you want to go ahead and wait until after there's an attack.
I realize that every time we talk about Studious, Eric chimes in about how much he hates Studious. It's a really cool zero-cost attachment.
Eric justifiably salty that there's no Crane draw mechanic at this point in time.
Yeah.
Crane, that's definitely Crane's biggest weak point is that they just don't have, they don't really have a strong draw mechanic outside of like Yoshi, right? But you can't really play Yoshi right now because of Shoju.
Yeah. I mean, they do have some draw cards like Masterpiece and shit like that, but none of them are particularly all like
great,
very
right? Like,
symmetric
yeah.
and not great. Yeah.
They're not conflict options, which is kind of what you want.
Yeah, the Masterpiece Painter is your Master Tactician. You're exactly right. Shoot.
She's painting a picture of the Masterpiece. All right, so we're gonna see a fire conflict here, going military at this.
Oh, so he's not going to fight fires. He's just going to Tadaka.
Yeah.
Why isn't he? I guess he's waiting to Student of the Tao for the second conflict, just to like not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense.
You can go back at Pilgrimage and probably break that.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So Tadaka's pretty strong here, especially with the hand differential being what it is. You can go ahead and.
Bro, I would consider shifting this to Void and just getting rid of something.
You can just kill the Shameless Gossip that way, sure.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't super matter, but or you could switch it to Paul. Clarity.
I think he's going to Tadaka first, and then decide from there. So
That's smart.
yeah, one thing is that
You're just gonna see the entire hand.
yeah, if you switch the ring here, he can't Geisha House because all of his characters are dishonored already. So
I really like the Geisha House, actually. I think that it's really good.
yeah, it's a really solid card. I think
Yeah.
it's a cool card. This is more in line of what I want Scorpion cards to be.
Yeah, it is definitely a cool card, and it has some like corner case things where you can gain a bunch of money with it. I think that when Nekazuma was just sort of like had a Forged Edict in hand, he had a Regal Bearing in hand, and he was like, one bidding here is good.
Okay.
Takes a Mono no Aware.
That seems pretty reasonable. So I mean, we now know the rest of his hand. It's buys a Court Fortune, blackmail, blackmail, Bonsai, Forged Edict, and Mono no Aware. None of these things are really on right now since the Bonsai has been played, and Forged Edict has no targets since everything the only courtier on the board is Dishonored. So.
During a conflict, choose a character with printer cost 2 or lower, controlled by your opponent. Okay.
I think the Mono no Aware would be pretty big here since you get rid of the Student of the Tao.
Yeah. I agree completely.
So I think that was a good choice from Sir Largeness. I think what he's going to do here is
Switch it to Paul.
Yeah, I think he should go ahead and switch to Paul since he sees the. Oh, he's going to Bonsai.
Oh, okay. He's going to kick the Bonsai? Go down to 1 honor? Well, he really needs to remember the Ancestral Shrine now.
Yeah.
He chooses. Okay, wow, he's going down to 1 honor.
Which is fine. I mean, but he can use the shrine here to regain 2 honor.
Yeah.
And then also re-attack on air.
Oh, sure, yeah. But I think that he's actually just going to attack Void, right? Or Earth?
Well, Void doesn't really do anything here because the Shameless Gossip is going to die early. If you attack Void, you get rid of Gonzalo 1 turn earlier.
True. Can't attack Secret Cache again. I think I like this idea of going to the claim Geisha House is really nice. Because if it's upholding, you're not going to break it. Although upholding is 5 strength.
You know it's not upholding. It's it's courteous greeting and effective deception.
Oh right. You're right.
So this is actually fine though because this can't trigger on Ujina.
Yeah. If he has just like a sword, because he needs to start breaking, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
Supernatural Storm.
is fine. So
But he's just Now, no matter where he goes, he can just student of the Tao the guy home, and it'll be fine.
Yes, but he also needs to remember to actually use the ancestral
Use
shrine.
this, yeah. The big question.
And so he's gonna wait until after he's gotten the favor.
Yeah, Eric, he should have probably done it pre. I think that would have been a pretty solid Monono Aware. Okay, let's see if he remembers.
Okay, fade.
This is when he has to do it.
Yes. Okay, there we go. He gained
Nice.
honor.
Nice. Okay, we did it, boys.
Still not using ancestral shrine for its intended purpose, but
Oh, do you? I agree with keeping the ancestral shrine. I would have considered keeping. I guess the card. You just sort of need guys, right?
yeah. Ooh, another dispatch. Or actually, it's the same dispatch. So the student of the tower is dead.
Definitely is. But you draw 2 cards from that, right?
Yes. No, just one. You don't get double.
Oh yeah, just one. Right. Yeah, because sincerity is just bad luck. If you had the Shiba Yojimbo just a little, like if you were first player, you would have been fine.
Yeah. But I think he's okay.
Dispatches
Though.
and stuff.
So I mean, this is still a pretty good situation for him. There's not a whole, I guess the governor's spy is semi-relevant here because you can go ahead and flip over these the shrine in the library.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I guess
really
flipping the
annoying.
library doesn't do anything, but flipping the shrine actually kind of matters a little bit.
Yeah, actually, flipping the library is worse for you because you get to do it again next turn.
Yeah, but I think Governor Spy is a all or nothing kind of thing. You can't do if you do it, you have to do every card.
Yeah, you can't choose some or no.
Correct.
Okay, so actually, the Curse Catcher is going to fuck over Kurimori.
Yes.
And so we know that this unknown province is not shameful. It has to be effective, right?
Yeah, it's effective deception. Unless you put it in his box.
Effective deception is really strong on box. What's his water province?
His water province. Or fire province, I guess. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me take a look. It is Rebels. So
Okay.
Rebels could be
I'd
a
be-
box too.
I would probably bet that Rebels is on box. They can get rid of 2-3 cards this time. The mine open. Well, let's see how many COD the Mines he's played. He's played 2.
So there should be one left. Okay, so everybody going in Void, actually. I guess,
Yes. I mean, he's pretty safe from it.
yeah, everybody has 2 Fates, so you can't really get Eugenia here.
If he wins, then you have to Eugenia whoever you take the Void Ring, the money off of, right? Because it's a mandatory effect.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. The force reaction. So this is pretty good on. I mean, it's kind of. Oh wow, Force Shame gone is really big.
Okay, so here's Governor Spy doing his thing. Gets rid of the Ancestral Shrine. Well, though it's not super relevant anymore now that,
That 6 honor.
yeah.
What it does do, it also locks down what Fro is going to see next turn.
Yes, this is true. And so I imagine both of the holdings went on the Broken Provinces, and then whatever the other 2 were going somewhere else.
Unless you want to break the Ancestral Shrine, yeah. Because you're still gonna see, they're not gonna get discarded, right?
Correct.
I got a complaint yesterday from my girlfriend that because I'm wearing these new headphones, I was not adjusting my volume, so I was just sort of yelling.
Oh.
That's
That's completely rational. I too have yelled at you for being loud. So
yeah, I mean, imagine she probably has it a lot worse than you do. I imagine.
hello in chat to Jason. We missed you yesterday, but glad that you're here today.
So what does Fro actually have here that he could
Well, he has to have something because he's playing Clarity, and now that
He could have a supernatural. Oh, because he wants to do this. Okay. I'll consider bidding 2 here.
It's just
Okay,
gonna
he just Jimbos it. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna IMS on Gonzalo.
Hmm.
That lowers his stats. We know that he only has a court games as his last card, but he's gonna play Sadako in, and probably court
Okay.
game Sadako here.
That seems really strong, yeah. He has the third. No, okay. Now this is a pretty not great position.
He could have the third Cloud of Mun.
Could. I mean, that doesn't do much.
anything though here. So yeah.
Yeah, he has a supernatural story. Okay, cool.
Okay. So that's reasonable too.
Yeah.
I guess if Nakazuma really wants to win this conflict, he can go ahead and KB himself here. Just for the +1/+1.
Then you're taking 2 breaks, right?
Yeah, then you're 100% taking 2 breaks. So it looks like he's just gonna pass here.
It kind of feels as though, I mean, I am pro Fro, just, because he's my teammate and all that. It feels as though he's stabilizing and he's coming back.
Jason says he streamed a bit yesterday with Finbar, and then he had to do family stuff. Okay, that's reasonable. Other than the fact that we're supposed to be your family.
It's true. I've always thought that about you. The free break, I'd imagine, because he only drew 2 cards or 4 cards. How many cards did he draw?
He drew 4 total.
4. Okay, and he's played a court games, which was not in his hand before.
Correct. Yeah.
The Sadako, which also wasn't in his hand before.
Yes. And also Regal Bearing, which, right? No, that was last.
That was last turn. That was last turn.
So, whatever is in his hand, it obviously wasn't helpful in saving him from that conflict.
Yeah. Really, all he needed was a conflict character.
Yeah. One thing for Frodo is that he probably can't break here. He has to attack into effective deception, right? And he has no way to.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah. I think
The
you
Curse Catcher, this combo of Curse Catcher and Governor Spy is actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. The Curse Catcher didn't get used, so that means that if he were to attack here into KM, then that
He passes conflict.
Okay, so now it's a political conflict left, and the Governor's Spy is sitting at 4 political to Tanaka's 3. So against the waves now.
Oh, wow,
Gina,
okay.
that's pretty strong. That allows him to go into.
You have to go at effective deception. Unfortunately, you just have to.
I mean, it sort of depends, right? Because I feel like if you have only one card that allows you to break here, then you can go ahead and Secret Cash and just play the odds.
Yeah, against the wave sort of implies to me that he is just trying to win this on stats.
Sure, but he doesn't have just the stats on board.
Yeah,
right?
so he needs he doesn't have. Do you have fans? I think that he does, right?
I think he took the fans out for Studios.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So maybe he just wants the ring, and he's gonna break next turn. Like Earth, 4 cards is. Oh, okay. He has the Ancient Master.
Yeah. Jason said,
Damn.
If I watched all this Enlightenment, it probably would have driven me off. Yeah, well, fortunately for you, Jason, this is the Enlightenment free stream. My stream is guaranteed to have 0 games of Enlightenment today, since they're all in the bottom half of the bracket, and the Finbar took that. Okay. Here's a Regal Bearing to
Just for 1 card.
draw 1. I mean, I guess if you're desperate, as you would be in this situation, you might as well just go ahead and cycle it, right?
Yeah, because this is a huge board, and it's going to be coming at your box.
Yeah, you have to make something happen here.
So Fro has 1 more against the waves for stance. But Shiba Yojimbo can counter the Midnight Rebels.
Yes, but unfortunately, there is a 4 shame here.
Yeah, so he's not going to break.
Yeah, so the break will be delayed by one more turn, but I think that right now Fro's in a pretty good position to where
Yeah.
he'll be first player next turn. He can control the Void Ring with Ugina still out. Unless
Mhm.
Ugina gets shot, then that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Dispatch Nowhere will be super huge right now. We see one.
Oh no,
Honestly,
no,
I
you
would
can
probably. Oh, you can use Jumbo this.
yeah,
You can
you
use
can use
Jumbo
Jumbo
this.
So, if you are Nakazuma, I think you go ahead and consider just doing it just to burn the Yojimbo effect. I don't know what else
Because
you could possibly have in your hand that you would need to target. But
I think that this is good on both. Oh, and he has a duplicate too. Oh, okay. Well, I would consider. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine. I mean, do it on Tadaka. He would have done it on
Ugina, yeah.
Ugina.
Hmm.
So you're gonna use your Jumbo anyway. Most likely.
Yeah, so I think for Furo, I mean, obviously you can't buy anything else, right? So you just go ahead uh, and pass here. This Governor Spy is going to lock down your dynasty for one more turn. I think you have to go ahead and burn the favorable as soon as possible before he does it, if you want to see
Just
something
to have
else.
another card, yeah. Yeah, Hato. We were talking about how he's the Greek Scorpion player.
Yeah, he's on the World Cup team.
So I think that for the World Cup, he's using a more sort of standard
Yeah, well,
Scorpion list.
I think the on the World Cup list at least he doesn't have access to Pack 3, and
Oh, sure, yeah.
you know some of these cards are Pack 3 relevant. So like stuff like Curse Catcher.
Yeah.
Um,
I assume that he has lost papers in here somewhere.
yeah, he has Lost Papers as well.
Consider yourself more of a UK player or a Greek player? This feels like it's going to be a 5 turn, by the way. Like
Potentially.
100%.
I mean, it's also. I mean, he also has to hold on to this fate just because he doesn't have anything to spend it on,
Yeah.
thanks to the Governor's Spy.
Oh, yeah, that's enough for next turn, right? So
Sure.
there's
I mean,
that.
if he has the 5 fires, by all means, go ahead and do it now.
There's 6 fate on the board.
Yeah, there's 6 fate, but you can remove at least one of them with Ugina here. So
Yeah, Hata, that was directed at you. We were we were wondering about it yesterday because we were talking about the Greek meta, the UK meta, because they're sort of the ones that came up with the Enlightenment thing, and we were wondering if you considered yourself to be a UK player or a Greek player.
it wasn't the UK meta, just to clarify.
Was it Greek meta?
It was the Spanish meta.
Spanish meta, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
All right, so while I do understand that you don't want to give your opponent a card, I still think that going into Secret Cache is probably totally fine here. There's no more
yeah.
edicts left, and I don't think that there are that many cards that can.
Ooh, blackmail.
Okay.
Him. That's fair, Hato. I can respect that. That is the first time I've ever seen that card get used.
All right, so here's court games. Only 2 cards left for Nakazuma.
Yeah,
and then
he's gonna get another one though. He's gonna get 2 more because we're probably gonna have to be forced to kill this seeker. Oh, that's actually a really cute combination. Blackmail into Miyako. I like that. Did you go ahead and just use Oh, he just plays a consumed. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is
So
fine.
now he has
actually.
his pick of the litter.
Yeah, you probably want to go ahead and pick one of these Dishonored characters.
And actually, Nikazuma may be making a slight mistake here by using effective deception on court games.
Yeah.
What do you think you would kill here? Probably Desadako. That's just the most raw stats.
No, I think you have to kill the One of the
Governor
dishonest
spy?
characters. Yeah, I think you killed the governor spy before it gets to do its thing, and also because it can be restood by
Sure.
Kimbayushi.
Okay, so he's just ejecting completely from this. This was a really strong play. Decides to kill.
Yeah, and the governor spy has not been used yet, so you want to.
He does kill the Sadako.
Okay,
I think that's fine.
Yeah, it is the most stats.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Pro running a little bit low on time here. Fastest pass in the West needs to get his bearings straight.
I mean, this is a very grindy game in general. It seems like it's taken a while for the boards to get to this state. He does only have 2 conflict cards left, so he needs to be careful of that.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
So
He actually needs to pitch this Forgotten Library.
well, I think he was going to no matter what at this point.
Yeah.
But I think if you're Fro, you want to go ahead and attack into air ring.
Well, it's not a mandatory.
It's not mandatory. He's at 6 honor, right? So that's fine.
Yeah.
But I do think that better safe than sorry in this situation. He's going to go into shameful here.
Yeah. So the spy is going to face down the Forgotten Library and the Ancestral Shrine here.
Yeah, keep in mind also he can choose not to trigger the Forgotten Library if it's going to kill him.
Yeah, for sure. Here with Tadaka and honor up.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I guess okay. So yeah, so the curse catcher is actually going to prevent the shameful from going off. So.
Oh right. I think he might just be wanting to display a power of this. He needs to decide on that fast.
He has time here.
Well, he theoretically needs 2 more rounds, right?
Yeah.
1 more round after this.
1 more round, I would say, yeah. If he can break this turn, then yes.
He's in a really good space, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he hasn't displayed power yet, so I think if now is probably the time to go ahead and do it. Yes.
So he is going to display a power. Cool.
And he does have the Ancestral Shrine actually to regain the honor too.
Oh no, he's not going to have it.
Well,
because of the Governor Spy.
Yeah, it depends, right? So, if Nakazuma just passes here, then yes.
Yeah.
And he does.
Oh, okay. I think that's a slight mistake on Nakazuma's part, to be honest. Here, or do you go fire here for the money, or do you just go earth to hammer the hand?
I think you could also go water. I guess money's nice, but you can go water just to go ahead and deny this Seven Truth Seeker from counterattacking.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. He's gonna go fire, so he probably has like an Against the Waves or something in hand, or he can just dishonor this guy and box him.
Yeah, that's risky though because I think.
Oh wait, no. If he goes, because now he has to attack Retired to the Brotherhood, right?
Oh right, it's just gonna die anyway. So.
Right. Actually, his entire board's gonna die except for the vice proprietor.
Right.
Just needs to pass here, right? Like, oh, he needs to use Tadaka.
Yes, he does need to do Tadaka first. The Seven True Seeker dying to retire to the Brotherhood is actually going to go ahead and mill Fro at this point too.
Yeah. Hmm.
Or it won't mill him just yet, but it will put him at
0 cards,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. He should be fine on honor because he's probably going to honor up this Eugenia to get the extra little pip of yep, there we go. Then he'll get another 2 honor back.
Correct. And so only Spies at Court remains in Nakazuma's hand. So we know that there's no pump threat here. He's just going to run into the retire now. Go ahead and kill off everything. Fro gets a Mia Mystic out of it, which doesn't really do anything, but...
Just needs to pass here, right?
Correct. He can defend with the Mia Mystic if he wants.
I'm just worried about Fro's time.
Actually, so two cards actually did come into
His hand, yeah.
his hand. I don't know what conflict characters besides Sadako he's running. I know we see at least one Scavenger, right? So that could still be a thing. So I think he wanted to go ahead and defend with the Mia Mystic just to be safe.
Oh, okay, he doesn't. He must have a conflict character in hand.
Let's see, how many Ancient Masters has he played so far? 1, 2, just 2. Okay, yeah, so he has the last Ancient Master in hand in case he needs it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. 5 minutes should be enough. 6 minutes, I guess. I don't mean to be blatantly like, okay, so he's doing that for the favor.
Yeah.
See if he remembers this. I actually probably would have defended Gomsh. I agree with Handsome Dan here that it just makes more sense to defend. Yeah, it is also another pip of honor.
Yeah. It does mean that if he defends though, he doesn't get the favor.
Right.
And I think he still has one censure left.
Oh, he's used all his censures.
1, 2. Okay, yeah, all censures are gone. Yeah, but you still want to go ahead and have the favor if you can.
He already has favor.
Or
I understand because there's now a lot of people who are standing.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Travis, you're right. So because it was on the last attack, it was okay. So he's actually going to deck out right here with the second Truth Seeker.
Correct. Yes. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
he was gonna deck out just by drawing already, but
Yeah.
All right, Ancestral Shrine. Okay, yeah, he gains honor here, so he's fine on honor.
Travis, I agree with you. I think that Chris has it too.
Yeah, and now he can actually.
It's just time, right? I think one of in the next attack. Although he doesn't have that many cards.
Ooh, Lost Papers.
Lost Papers when everyone's at 0. That's funny. He can Yojimbo the. Well, he's gonna do it on the Yojimbo. That's smart. I like that play.
Oh, and Dispatch.
The Dispatch, but you can Yojimbo this as well.
Yes.
There's a Secluded Shrine in here. That's interesting.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good for this next attack.
Meanwhile, on. Okay, so we're gonna attempt to dispatch here. That's gonna get.
Jimboed like 100%. Yeah.
What Nakazuma could do here is actually Season of War,
Sure. Yeah.
just to give it to this Secluded Shrine, and also
I would strongly consider that. Yeah, for sure.
It also sees him some more desirable.
So with the current board state that he is going to Season to War. With the current board state, I really don't. Another Secluded Shrine and another Solemn Scholar.
Okay.
Holy fuck!
So you cannot attack here.
You cannot attack here. No.
Although he does get a Governor's Spy, so that actually will. Well, that doesn't matter because I think the Secluded Shrine effect is still going to
Reaction to the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
Even if you break it, it doesn't matter. Oh, now he's in a. Can't Season again? Why not? Oh, because he would deck himself. You're right. He can't Season again. See how. I just don't see how you win here as Nakazuma.
You would have to find some way to deck Sir Largest before he decks you, right? Because you're also only at one dynasty.
Yeah.
So honestly, Fro could just pass through this turn, and then Nakazuma will just die of natural causes.
Yeah, I would strongly consider just seasoning as well. Would you defend this?
You don't have to.
I mean, I would just because it's.
I mean, you still want to? Yeah, sure. You can put your scholars in there.
Because what if he has like a conflict character or something?
Right.
Okay, so now Fro is actually higher than him in time because Nikizuma is making some hard decisions here. This is not an easy matchup, and they both played it really well.
Yeah, the seasons also actually gave for a little bit more fodder for Tadaka too.
Oh yeah, it's true. So he's going to be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, so half of his hand essentially.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna go all.
I think this is correct. I would 100% do this as well. You need to, right?
Mm-hmm. So I think as for you, just go ahead and block here. I think that being conservative is actually completely reasonable for you.
He might have a clarity of purpose. He might have, you know that he doesn't have.
I mean, he still had 12 cards that he hadn't played from last turn.
Yeah.
And so we can't see his discard anymore, so we're not sure exactly what he had already not played.
Yeah, so we can't count what it could possibly be.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and bow one thing.
Oh.
The Vice Proprietor is going to bow something here too, probably the Solemn Scholar.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to Loyal Challenger first, okay.
Oh, I like that. Well, he already used that one Solemn Scholar. You can tell by going over.
The mouse over, yeah.
I love that feature.
Okay, so the most skill has already been lowered in this conflict.
Yeah. Then you just bow. Yeah. Okay.
You have to go ahead and Vice Proprietor here, which is gonna. Well, if you Vice Proprietor, it's actually a net 0 because he dishonors himself, and then the Solemn Scholar bows. So
yeah, it's not worth it. Although you kind of want a Vice Proprietor just so you can KB it, but.
Yeah, so Nakazuma needs to learn about this this new Jigoku feature. Don't. We'll talk to him about it afterwards.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay, so he chooses to bow the Dreamer here. Is this the Dreamer that's not on Earth?
Yeah, this is just a 1/1 Dreamer.
Fro has not Tadaka yet either, so he might want to go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.
Although I think at this point he's just like, I don't want to waste time with actions. I'm just gonna play stuff. All right, here's a.
I wonder if he picked up a. Okay, he didn't. Okay, but now this guy just gets bowed. Oh, no, studious. I like this.
And now we're going to calling in favor as the Studious.
Hmm.
I have to imagine Fro probably has at least one more political pump, and if not, then he can just go ahead and bow this Alibi Artist.
I think that the strongest thing to do is he's just gonna. Okay. I guess what he was just waiting for. He was just waiting for, Akizuma to use more cards so he could Tadaka the whole hand. I guess.
Okay, no, he's gonna storm now. Now that he's seen his entire
Holy fuck! Yeah.
He took the test now, and now there's actually no threat left from Nakazuma here.
The only thing he can do is KB this guy. That's not going to do anything.
Correct. Yeah, he can just go all in on red here.
Mm-hmm.
And now Nakazuma's just going to die from Dishonor here at the end of the turn.
Yeah, he could just make it pass. Sure. Well, no, he's not going to die because he has
no,
honored.
He's going to die from the
opposed, yeah. Opposed error.
Well, not the unopposed, but I'm talking about the his Dynasty deck milling.
Oh, right. Okay. You're completely right.
So all in attack here on box on red. Worst case scenario is that you get to restand Tadaka to defend again or attack again. We didn't see a KB
I don't think it's
activation
necessary.
here, so I think that Nakazuma is just going to go ahead and GG, and yeah, that is going to be the case. So very close game, actually. Pretty down to the wire.
This is a really good game, yeah.
Yeah, that last.
Kind of high rolled with these seasons.
Yeah, it definitely worked in his favor for sure. Although it seemed like Chris definitely had enough cards in hand to maybe defend. Although it may have turned out a little bit differently here for him.
Yeah. After
But
that consumed on the Void Ring, that was pretty. I felt as though that was close to being game over at that point.
all right, so we'll go ahead and
Oh,
back
Matt
out of this.
Jones.
I think that the other matches are now done. That was the last one going on. So let me go ahead and check on. Oh, I have some messages here. I have to do the results manually. So
Thing.
give me 1 second. Go ahead and talk to everybody, Josh.
Yeah, sure. What game do you guys want to watch next?